I don't think I've ever seen so much information about a mass shooter come out as fast as we've seen with this latest terrible, tragic shooting. I mean, within hours, we're told he was trans. They're saying trans, dangerous individuals.
So Robert changes his name to Robin and mows down pews of kids at a Catholic school church, and the media wants to take away your handgun. So how are we supposed to protect ourselves from trans shooters? The media is bad at pattern recognition. We aren't. Statistically, the trans population has been prone to violence.
There's been a disproportionate number of mass shootings done by trans. That's being pointed out right now. And this is what we're seeing in the news now. Trans, it's the trans. I'm seeing some groups blaming it on trans. I don't think this is a function of, trans people are just violent and they're out there trying to kill kids in schools. We're pumping people full of drugs. Certainly there has been an absolute insanity in our society when it comes to parents being told that they have to affirm their child's identity. But trans people have existed for a long time. Before this kind of push on the kids to be trans, people weren't paying any attention to trans. Now suddenly there's a lot of attention being paid. Obviously, anybody who's trans, my big suspicion is they're on medication. And I think when you put any kid on any sort of psychosomatic drug, what do you think is going to happen to their brain? They've got developing brains, and they're putting their kids on all kinds of medications to change their brains. Because my kid's too hyper. My kid can't focus. My kid's depressed. And they think that there's not going to be any sort of consequence to that. I think there's probably a consequence to that. And I think that's probably the most logical thing to be looking at first and foremost is, what kind of drugs are you pumping into your child? And what do you think that's going to do to their developing brain?
My God, these children all have ADD.
Hooray.
It's Ritalin for all of you.
Society says it's okay. These days, it feels like so many parents are just pumping their kids full of all kinds of things. I think when we see this rise of mass shootings happening, the one thing that needs to be asked, which of course we're not ever allowed to ask, there's HIPAA violations with it. Did you pump them full of drugs? And did these drugs have some sort of an effect on them that made them go crazy, that made them have these really bizarre thoughts from the time they're in the 7th grade? This guy said, since I was in the 7th grade, I've been fantasizing about death and destruction. Well, what kind of drug was he on in the 7th grade? Can we ask that question and get an answer? Maybe there is something going on that is harming the development, the proper development of a young person's brain. Instead of looking at any of that, we say, something's wrong with my kid. Pump them full of more drugs. And now they think they're a different gender. Pump them full of more drugs. So when you're pumping these kids full of drugs, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, not good things. That's for sure. Not good things. Mental, biological, pharmaceutical experimentation. What do you think is going to happen to them?